Signs.
So hopefully we're live. Oh, hey, awesome, we are.
Oh, we are. I need to mute the stream because that's echo. All right, let me open chat. Hello. Good
Hi,
evening from
everybody.
Europe. I'm also in Europe. Hello, hello. Good evening. We're just getting some last minute things set up here, but thanks for joining. I see Gyroblade and I see Balthor. Welcome.
I love that
Hey,
little
Gyro.
cat emoji.
Thanks for joining.
Just gotta get. I need my chat closer. It's too far away. Cool.
Have to have Archie in the background. He's my
All
boy.
right.
All right. So welcome to this month's live stream, everybody. How you all doing?
Welcome, welcome.
We were just talking about the new PS5 release.
Yeah, that's that's the talk of the town right now. I actually have my my desktop background as Ratchet and Clank right now because I'm so excited.
Honestly, I'm excited for Bug Snacks.
Oh, that yeah, the song by what's her name? She that shrimp song.
Oh,
Caro Bonito. That's yeah, it was really catchy.
yeah.
Yeah, super catchy. I kept thinking like Bug's Life the entire time. And then at the end of that trailer, they had that weird creepy thing where like
Yeah,
that,
jump scare.
yeah, with like he was made of like multiple bugs. That was
It reminds me of Viva Pinata quite a bit, which I'm very excited about.
that big Viva Pinata vibes from Bug Swap.
Hello from Russia. What's up? What's up, Lawmaster?
Hi.
How are you guys doing? Thanks for making a wonderful time waster.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess let's just jump into this. So for anyone who's new to the live stream and doesn't know who we are, let's go around and say who we are. I'll start. My name's Emily. I am the social media manager, content creator for Computer Lunch. And I am mostly heading the Mesozoic Mania contest right now. So if you're voting, hope you're having fun.
Awesome. My name's Andrew, also known as Lunch, and I'm the head director on the game, and I kind of run Computer Lunch. There's also a lot of team members that are not present with us too. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm Bradley, also known as Hype on Discord. I am the Discord community manager, and I make sure everything stays working on the Discord and keep everyone there updated on the latest news coming from Twitter and just interacting with all you on there as well.
Nice. So let's jump into this. First things first, we have Mesozoic Mania, which is a big thing for me. We are currently in the home stretch. We are about to approach the semifinals next week. So it's really just coming down to who's going to be crowned in the end. Today we're going to be announcing the Skirmish on the Shore match results, which was Mosasaurus versus Triceratops. I have a feeling Mosasaurus won, but I'm hopeful that Triceratops possibly pulled ahead because I like the underdog. So we'll be finding out the results for that later today.
Moses is pretty popular.
It is, yeah. I don't blame people for choosing Mosasaurus. It is a really cool guy.
Yeah, I feel like the Mosasaurus is definitely the kind of it's gonna get far. I think ever since it was added, it's kind of the central point for a lot of memes and community interactions. So I think people really enjoy him. I think it's the big teeth, the big mouth gives it kind of away, or a fan favorite, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, just like the animation in the game where if you just go under the water and then seeing him go like, ah, it's really impressive. And then after
Then
that,
later, oh yeah, then we have Spinosaurus, which we're going to be updating in the game soon. So we have a completely new 3D model for the Spinosaurus, and we have new animations for him in game. And the new Spinosaurus model will actually swim in the water as well as be on the land.
it is really cool. I'm excited to share the Spinosaurus swimming in the water on social. I already showed it like in Blender, where Jenna, our artist, has been animating. But it'd be cool to actually share it in the garden right as it's updated in the game.
Yeah, for sure. And we are kind of slowly getting into the semifinals as well of the Mesozoic Mania. So it's the competition's really going to be starting to heat up, and I'm kind of excited to see where or what the community votes to eventually lead into the finals.
Emily, should we talk about our plans for the semifinal?
Yeah, sure. I mean, I can just talk about it briefly a little bit. We're planning to do a little bit of rebranding, get a little more into it. I'll be working on editing like a Rocky-inspired video. That's going to be coming to social sometime late next week. So we are hoping to amp some more people up. And Andrew, but do you want to talk about the really cool feature that we're working on?
Yeah, so for the semifinals, the last 4 matches, we've been doing most of the voting on social. So you would have to like click on the thing in the game, leave the game, then write like Triceratops in your social, and then we would tally up all the votes. We're gonna try to, for the semifinals, do the voting actually in the game. And what we wanted, we still have to program all this stuff, so I'm not 100% this is gonna work, but what we want to do is it'll be a little bit like The Rock, where you can vote by clicking on the dinosaur of choice, and then whatever dinosaur gets the most votes globally is the winner after I think it'll be 48 hours for each match. So that's but you'll be allowed to click as much as you want. So if you really like one of the dinosaurs, you'll be able to essentially vote more than once. The only thing we're thinking about doing, we might allow you to, depending on which dinosaur you choose for a match, we might give you like 5 Darwinium or something for if you're the winner. So if you had chosen like Triceratops for this match, you would get, if Triceratops won, you would get that Darwinium at the end of the match. So just to make it a little more interesting for people, so their vote really counts. So that's what we're envisioning. We have to program that really fast, so hopefully we'll get that out next week, along with a slew of other updates.
Yeah, and we're just really excited to get a voting system like that in the game, because that would mean cooler contests and such in the future where you can do more in-game voting. And I think that would be really fun. I think that's enough talk about Mesozoic Mania for now. I think people would like to hear about some cool updates that are coming to the game.
Oh, somebody said, I have a question. Why did you decide to make the Velociraptor look like a living nightmare? No offense to your game, but the Velociraptor model scares the hell out of me. I think just so the Velociraptor originally it's supposed to have a run. It didn't have a run animation when we got it, so we just sped up the walk animation. We are planning to redo the feather placement on the Velociraptor, so that's on our radar.
I once received a comment from someone on social saying that the Velociraptor reminded them of Beetlejuice. And me being a really big Tim Burton fan in middle school and high school took it as a compliment. But anyway, yes, birds. We've been working really hard on reptiles and birds. We've been doing lots of play testing, and we wanted to show you some sneak peeks. We have a few screenshots right here. as you can see, there are chickens. Big plus for me.
Yeah, so those who have been with us for a while, you know we've really been focusing on dinosaurs for a long time. And like I like dinosaurs, they're cool, but they're not everyone's favorite thing. And we've been meaning to get back to the main tree, so we're slowly doing that. And we have an update coming that it's kind of dinosaur related because like birds and some reptiles are related to dinosaurs. So this expansion is going to focus on those animals.
Oh yeah, Gyroblade said chickens are just modern dinosaurs. So I mean, yeah, I mean we are branching off from the dinosaur tree to bring birds and reptiles, and we did our best to try and convey how they're all related. I learned that the archosaur is an ancestor to crocodiles and most birds, which is really cool.
How do I vote for chicken? Says Blazing Magikarp. The chicken's gonna win the Mesozoic Mania.
Chicken is the automatic winner.
We think the closest descendant is in our game is the Archaeopteryx, I believe. Where it came from.
That would make sense because it's a flying feathered dinosaur. Or is it even really a dinosaur? Because I know like Mosasaurus isn't a dinosaur technically, or Ichthyosaur isn't. Like there are some prehistoric mammals.
So I really like these kind of crystallized images on this screenshot here of that.
So this is what you're seeing there is called a glitch node. It's an anomaly in the simulation. So you'll see these in the new update, and they're kind of it's like a evolution that the game can't render yet in the simulation. So you'll have to play a little deeper to unlock those. And essentially, the way it works as you play through the Mesozoic Valley. The deeper you get, the more of these reptile and then bird nodes will unlock. So they act as a reward for players that have been kind of grinding through the dinosaur section. Can anyone guess what that is? What? Any ideas what that purple glitch is?
What is the purple?
Is it Ekans?
Yeah.
Snack? Yeah.
Might be a snack.
Missing no?
No. Yeah, we actually thought about the missing no from Pokemon when we did the icon for the glitch.
Aliens.
Yeah, there we go. We got a little glitch icon there.
Yeah, we're working on the color. But there are going to be ostriches. Can't wait to see ostriches. And over here to the right, you can see like the glitch effect a little bit better. I think the animation looks really cool, so can't wait to share that with everybody once the game is updated.
The Bacon Sword in chat asks, don't mind ads, but how do I reduce the frequency of Raid Shadow Legend ads? It's 90+%.
Whoa.
I'll make a note of that and see if I can figure out who sends those to us and reduce them. So this screenshot's great because it shows kind of how it's going to be connected to the main tree. So if you've been playing for a while, you like in the dinosaur section, you could unlock reptiles and birds, but they didn't really go anywhere. It was just one node that unlocked. So we have a new trait called Cold-Blooded, which connects to reptiles, and then you start opening up this reptile tree. So turtle here is the first node, and then as you complete more of the Mesozoic Valley, you'll get an opportunity to unlock more reptiles first. And you can also see we have the Archosaur there. So we try to connect, because the Mesozoic Valley is kind of evolution from the past, or it's this prehistoric evolution, but we wanted to connect that timeline to the main simulation. So we try to do that a little bit by having the Archosaur in there. which is kind of the species that dinosaurs pass through. Clade.
Mickey in the chat asks, when is the update?
So
do we have a set date yet?
So we're supposed to start beta testing this with the public either today or this weekend. So we're doing some internal testing on Discord. We have like some. If people are in the Discord, sometimes this person sells beta hangs out. If you message them, you can get an invite to try it out. And then on Steam, we'll be doing a public beta where you can just kind of, there's a way to switch what version you're testing on. So we'll be doing the testing first, and then we kind of have to get this out pretty soon because we want to do the Mesozoic Mania contest, and there's like a Spinosaur patch. So all that's going to kind of come out around the same time, hopefully late next week. Some parts of it, especially the Reptile branch, might be a little rough around the edges. So our plan is to just get it out, have people start playing it, and then we'll continue to polish it and work on the tuning. We've struggled a little bit with the cost and timing for everything. I hope my internet didn't go. The pricing is like kind of crazy for our main game. So we were doing playtests yesterday, and overall our pacing's a little messed up in the main game. Just there is issues with the meta bit. Your simulation just goes so fast once you get all the meta bit upgrades and the reality engine upgrades. So like once you've maxed out your reality engine tree, your game's going like 100,000 times faster than it normally is. So getting the pricing tuning it's a bit of a challenge for us. So we're hoping to get player feedback to get the pacing in a good place.
Yeah, I know our team has been working really, really hard with making sure that the pacing is going to be as best it can be for Reptiles. There will be, I think, a few touches that'll still be made once it's released to the public, but we're hoping that it'll be as good for now as possible. I personally want to show this photo that's coming up.
Yeah. Reality engine upgrades. Yes. So we finally are adding, I think, 4 reality engine upgrades. I've been terrified to add any because I feel like the game goes way too fast, and we have a bit of a pacing problem, but we are going to add some high-level reality engine upgrades so you can spend those meta bits that you've been saving up forever. So yeah, you can look forward to a few more of those in the update.
Yeah, sounds good. Do we have any more updates to show off?
I have a really fun photo that I want to show. This beautiful garden update.
So
look at those chickens.
So this is one of the garden scenes, the land garden. It's a bit of a crazy mess, or it's like I don't know.
Mosh pit.
Do people in the chat, do people like this garden, or are they extremely disturbed by the way this looks?
I love how the chickens are just like so robotic in like almost a cult fashion.
There's going to be some animations put in, but they're just their static placeholders are in for now.
They're not social distancing.
They're not. They need to be 6 feet apart.
Yeah, they're not social distancing. This is like, so the new reptiles, they are going to show up in the garden. I think you can see an alligator or crocodile far in the distance there, and the strategically placed chickens. This version of the garden is probably going to roll out with the next patch. However, we are planning to do a complete overhaul on the land garden. Our head art director, John, who did the whole dinosaur layout, he's been wanting to change this forever because he thinks it's just terribly disturbing how confusing this garden is. So we're planning to do something on the level of like the dinosaur garden here. So we won't have all these people walking around. It'll be more thoughtfully placed, and you'll also be able to click on the animals and zoom in and see them. This will also give us space to add more mammals later, which is planned. Yes, it's really ugly.
Oh yeah.
This is uglier than the Civilization Gardens, though.
Oh yeah, the first Civilization Garden. Speaking of Civilization Garden, that's kind of how we'll be rolling in to our next topic. Because we've been, as you said, Andrew, John, the head art director, has been working really hard on garden updates that are going to be in the game. And we want to show off what he's been working on so far with updating the Civ Garden. I've been working with him and seeing his process, and he's been essentially taking like the first few gardens that we have from like Stone Age up to the Discovery Age, and he's going to be making a little island for you to unlock all these cute little cells in. So this is an overview of what it looks like so far. I really like the style that he's going for. It'd be nice to hear if what everyone else here thinks. If you think it's pretty, if you think it's not your style. It's really cool hearing everyone's feedback. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, the chat seems to love it already. Personally, I think it's a really, really good, unique idea. I like the layering of everything as well. It definitely fits with the kind of age that we're kind of looking for.
And so each one of, you can kind of see they almost look like little game pieces, but each one of those plots is kind of a cell, or it would represent maybe a different technology. So I think there might be something for farming, for livestock, where you have some cows in there. I think in the back next to the mountain, that might be like related to the mining upgrade. And each segment of the island would represent like a different age. So you still have the Stone Age, the Neolithic Age, and the Middle Ages. And I think we're trying to get different architecture features in there, and also kind of mix in different cultural references for the time periods.
And there's also, here's a little close-up of the little podiums that will be representing for each age as well. And then there's going to be like a little icon representing that time period up on top of the pedestal. I think for Stone Age, we're thinking of doing something along the lines of a campfire. So that would be really cool. If you notice around the area of the pedestal, there are like little boxes, but right now those are just placeholders, and we're working on putting 3D assets and designing them currently. So we have like boxes over there. All the way to the left side of the screen, you see like someone with a huge box there, and it's going to be like a plow or a horse. But it's been really fun seeing the process and all the little kinks that are being worked out.
Gyro Blade says it's a little weird having seeing the different times all live in the same space.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we're hoping that it's going to be a fun experience for everyone, especially because we want to incorporate different areas of the world, all like, but how they were at the same time period. So it'll probably be a little bit like culturally jarring, but we're hoping in a good way.
Yeah, and and then for the rest of the garden, so this specific garden will have Stone Age, Neolithic, the Middle Ages, and then Age of Discovery. And then there'll be a separate garden for like the more modern ages. So like the Industrial Revolution, Information Age, and then like the Emergent Age. And then eventually Mars will get redone, but that'll have more to do with like the solar system section. But yeah, everything, it is a little strange. Like everything's existing at the same time. I don't know it. I'm not sure what to do.
Well, I think in the end, we want it to mostly feel like if you're going to a natural history museum, you'll see what humans have been like from across the ages all in one space. But we want it to transition nicely so that everything gets represented properly.
one question: is the next garden gonna be on a different island? That's a good question. I think it'll be a different scene, so it'll probably be a different island.
Personally, for me, it reminds me of like when I was in school and I do little diorama boxes with modeling magic or Play-Doh and that kind of stuff, and I get to see my own little space that I've created within a box. So I feel like this will also provide a similar feeling for players because it just starts as like a plain island when you just first go in there and you haven't unlocked anything. Then as you start unlocking nodes, like a horse domestication, you'll unlock a cell with a person riding a horse in it, and then so on and so on. So it's kind of like you're adding your own customization to it. Not too much because it's just you're unlocking that node, but it's really cool because you can go in and see like, oh, I'm missing this node, so this cell is missing. And I think it provides like a really fun, satisfactory feeling with unlocking things.
Diza says this game is more informative than school, in my opinion.
Well, thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, we want it to be like kind of like a museum, so all this stuff is there and you can kind of learn about it. But you can kind of walk around too. So even having these like space and then the Stone Age kind of in the same environment, it's like all this information exists at the same.
Yeah. So if anyone doesn't have any other questions about the garden, the next thing up is the code, which I know some people would be excited about.
Yeah. A lot of people are waiting.
Just a quick disclaimer, though. It's the code unlocking feature is not available for iOS currently. Basically, Andrew, do you want to go into specifics or?
Oh, sure, yeah. So with our code system, we're not allowed to. We can't do codes on iPhones, unfortunately. But yeah, so the code only works for Android players and Steam players. However, if you play the game on Steam, you could, and you have an iPhone, you could use the game transfer function that we've added to transfer your game from your phone to Steam. So you could get the code on Steam and then transfer it to your iPhone or iPad. I don't know if anyone's played with that, but that was something a lot of people have requested in the past, just a way to either they get a new phone and want to transfer the game, or they switch from like Android to iPhone, or they're playing on Steam. So that feature is in the game. We've buried it in the options at the bottom because we're still beta testing it a little bit. But if you did want to like try the game on Steam from your phone, it's you could give that a try.
All right. Without further ado, here comes the code. Do you want to do a little drum roll? I think we should do a little drum roll.
Okay, you ready, guys?
And the code is, surprise, surprise, Twitch.
Twitch.
All caps.
How original.
And that gets them how much Darwinium?
I think it's 20. Yeah, 20 Darwinium.
I'll get you 20 Darwinium.
Just enough to get a gold box, or gold geode.
Very nice.
Just help you a little bit in your progression.
Personally,
nice.
I would save that up towards a diamond geode, but that's just me. And this is a Twitch exclusive code, so it's just a nice thanks for everyone who came to see our live stream. We really, really appreciate it, and we're just happy that you're here, and we're all talking cells.
And you type it in the options in the redeem code button. All caps.
Exactly. Is there a time limit on that code?
At least it'll be active for at least a month. I think the Darwin code is still active, but the Mania code might not be. So
yeah, the Mania
it's
code.
1 month.
Yes, there was our last month's Twitch code for Darwinium was Mania, in honor of Mesozoic Mania. Whenever we do a live stream, we're going to have that code be available for a month, basically until the next monthly live stream. Does everyone... It seems like some people want to know more about how to input the code in. So, yeah, if you go to the hamburger menu at the top right of your screen, you could even see it behind here on the Civ Garden photo. In the top right, the 3 lines. You click on that, and all the way at the bottom, there should be an option that says Redeem Code.
Oh, good. It looked like Reza used it and got it to work.
Cool. Awesome.
Nice. So,
I'm just gonna.
I guess we'll have a quick Q&A session while we keep this code up for everyone to grab it. If there's any questions you want to ask us regarding the game, or just regarding any questions you have, whatever you'd like to ask us, feel free to ask us now, and we'll do our best to answer.
Talk about the Beyond more.
The Beyond.
There we go. It's like a daily word I hear every day.
Same. Did you watch last month's live stream?
Oh yeah, what about the beautiful art in the cells thing? Yeah, we're not showcasing any of that this month, but we're definitely going to start making sure to showcase that on the stream. There's a lot of cool stuff in the art channel and also on Reddit. So I think next month we'll look at all the art that's been created the past 2 months.
Any plans to increase the prestige limit, says Xenal.
Extra upgrades in the Reality Engine? Yes, we're going to add, I think there's 5 new Reality Engine upgrades. So that'll increase your overall production. And then the Beyond, I mean, we can talk about like we're going to release a roadmap soon of what we're thinking, but like Reptiles and Birds are going to start coming out like late next week. And then we're planning to redo the land garden to make that a little more beautiful. Unfortunately, I think the Beyond is slated for like late September or October 1st. I know people have been really patient for this and like they're waiting. We feel like we've gotten sidetracked a little bit, but we're gonna really focus on getting that done after the next patch. We have plans for how we're going to do it. With like we know we're going to have a 3D solar system view that you can fly around and unlock the individual planets and moons. We're also going to talk about the history of, I think, astronomy in the civilization tree. The whole solar system expansion, or the celestial expansion, will happen. It'll happen right after you get the first reboot. So players that are completely new to the game, once they do the Singularity, after the first Singularity, it'll immediately open up the solar system track, and then you'll play through it like there. So it's kind of designed to be like mid-game content, but it'll also have its own currency, so it won't... If you've been playing for a long time, when you get it, it'll still take hopefully a week or so to beat the entire solar system expansion. But new players will also get it pretty quickly. So, for example, the birds are actually quite late game content because you need to play through most of the dinosaurs, but the solar system will be more of mid game content.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So many people are excited about the Beyond.
A question from BRCZ says, how many of you guys are working on this game?
How many people? Let's see. It's me, Emily, John Rhee, our art director, Nisa, who, if you've ever sent us an email, has responded to you. She's does a lot of responding to emails, and she also does the writing for most of the evolution traits and does a lot of the research. We also have Hanero, who's our QA, and he also does some game design for us. Let's see, Ryan, who's a programmer. Maybe one day we'll take a team picture once the quarantine's over. Am I missing other people, Emily?
Olga?
A lot of people have. Oh, Olga, yeah. Forget Olga. Olga's been updating all our icons, so you may have noticed some of the icons on the tree have improved.
She's been doing lots of technical art and marketing art as well. There's also...
Wait, is that Olga right there?
Olga!
I think Olga's in the chat.
Team
Zoom picture.
Or we could Photoshop all of ourselves into one photo. Pretend we're all together. And also, Jenna is our 3D artist and 3D animator. She makes all the models. She made all the really cool reptiles and the birds that you just saw in the photos that we showed you earlier. Someone is asking about what's behind the Twitch code. I'm just gonna put this down for anyone who missed it. This is a Civ Garden update for anyone who missed. We're working on making some major aesthetic updates, as well as some fun new gameplay features in some of the gardens. If you missed it earlier, then we'll be posting this video on YouTube today, so there are links on our Instagram. We'll be sure to share it this weekend as well. Do you guys have a cat?
Yeah, I do not, no.
2 cats.
I have 1 cat, and he's sleeping right here next to me, so I don't want to pick him up and show him to you guys. Maybe next time.
Possible to get a round avatar version of the dinosaur.
When you say...
Great. Any other questions you guys have?
We're all ears.
Would it be possible to change the model of the flatworm? It looks like when I make pancakes.
Oh, you don't like the googly eyes?
So they do look like that, at least kind of the generic flatworm. Some are very beautiful. We do try our best to kind of keep things on the realistic side towards art direction, but the flatworm probably could use a model update. At least add a few more polygons. Maybe even make it wiggle, animate a little bit.
Yes.
Will you make a mobile ad to promote your game?
You're really interested in our ad strategy. I mean, eventually, I think we will run. We're not running ads right now, but like I'm sure you guys have watched a lot of ads in the game, telling you to play other mobile games. So we've been really lucky enough to get a lot of downloads from the Android store. Like the Android store seems to really like us. Most of our players are on Android. We actually just got a Editor's Choice Award on the Google Play Store. So if you happen to check out our store page on Google Play, you'll see it says Editor's Choice, which Google kind of picks out a few games that they think have really high quality, or maybe they like the theme. So we got chosen for that, which is great. So for now, we're doing our best to generate, like, just keeping the game alive, trying to get people excited about it. But eventually, we'll probably do more marketing in the future. Thoughts about this? Okay. This guy's saying like this is the Darwinium boost at the end. Yeah, we can up that. We never really programmed it, so it was designed to go past like decillion. So we need to add like higher thresholds for that Darwinium boost. That just gives you ideas. I know people are like forever grinding on the Martian City. I think we'll probably add a reality engine upgrade that makes it a little easier to get that very soon. Oh,
Yeah.
Gyroblade asked about the human colonist stuff. Yeah, we want to lean into the science fiction. We're really focusing on animals a lot now. I think once we get these animal stuff and start digging into the solar system, we'll revisit some of that speculative science fiction that a lot of people are excited about. And we also have some ideas for the story that we're going to be sharing in the future. For people that are just hopping on, that screenshot in the back, that's an update for the Civilization Garden that we're working on.
It's a work in progress still.
More of a personal question than developing question, but what is y'all's favorite part of the game and about developing it?
Infinite topics, like...
That's a good question. I think for me personally, I had a blast helping out with assistant producing for the Reptiles. I got to learn about the entire pipeline that goes into developing a new branch in the game. So I'm looking forward to doing more of that for sure. And also it was really cool seeing, personally, I really like overseeing iterations of 3D models and how they start out and then where they end up. So whenever I'm involved in the process like that, I have a great time. I just love 3D models and seeing them being put into games.
My favorite part was... Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
You go first.
Mine's only quick. My favorite part is not opening the game for a while and then seeing all my humans explode out into a big circle.
Yeah, that's like kind of a cool effect. We didn't really plan that out. That was just like they all spawn in the same point and then they get bigger, but it's definitely like, whoa.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I like when the ocean does that and you see the fish explode with the jellyfish.
My favorite part is when you buy the Singularity for the first time and then we delete your save. You have to start over. We actually were getting into a big fight about this is something I'm curious from the chat. Like, I don't know if you remember when you got the Singularity for the first time, but even if you have the game muted, we turn the sound effects on and it's a little jarring. So yesterday our whole team was kind of debating if the sound should not unmute because we break your mute settings, we turn it off. Do you feel like if a game's muted, it should always stay muted, or is it okay for us to like kind of steal your volume controls from you as a player for that ending cutscene?
It shouldn't unmute ever, yes. You are 101% correct.
Are you guys active on Discord? I am quite active on it. I do deal with a lot of stuff back end, so I may not be able to respond right away, but I always have it open and I'm always watching. In a not so creepy way.
I like how some people are just like, steal it, do it. But yeah,
seems like people do not like the game to unmute. So
I think that is very fair.
It also seems that a lot of them are playing it while at work, so it's a bit of a gray area.
Yeah, or if you have headphones on because you're listening to music and then all of a sudden you hit Singularity and then it's like, oh.
Yeah. I think it definitely adds to the immersion of that last and the impact of that last cutscene, but yeah.
Trying to get me fired. Yes, we were trying to get you fired. I put the sound on.
Thank you for your input, everybody.
Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll mute that scene. I mean, I like the idea of like, break the fourth wall a little bit. Like, you don't have control of the game anymore, but it is pretty jarring, and I think the mute setting is kind of you have control over that. We shouldn't. We'll mute that ending. Will there be more endings? Yes, we have more. I don't know if you guys have seen the dinosaur cutscene. We put that in when you get the T-Rex, but we do have some more endings, which we're trying to figure out how we're gonna like we need to kind of align the game towards like a specific goal at this point. So we're working on that, but we do want there to be like a cool climax at the end of this whole thing.
How do I get the paleontologist role on Discord? Send a picture in the share your prestige chat and of the T-Rex, and a mod will give you the role. I think that's probably about wraps it up, right? Any last words from you guys?
I just want to say thank you again to everyone who came to see our live stream. It always means a lot to us, and we really, really enjoy this time to just talk with you guys and get some feedback. It really means a lot to us.
Yeah, thanks everyone for joining, and we'll be doing another one the first Friday of next month.
Yeah, and don't forget to join the Discord. It's pretty simple, discord.gg/sell to Singularity, where you can learn a lot more about the game and interact with all of us and the community there. So, yeah.
Cool. And don't forget to use the Twitch code to get your 20 free cubes. Yeah.
If you came in late, it's Twitch, all caps.
Great.
Awesome.
Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, guys.
All right, stay cellular.
Catch you
See
in
you
the
later,
next
guys.
one.
Don't forget to drink milk. Okay.